what we're going to talk about today is how to create a day trading cash money machine. I'm actually going to take you through, if you've been following me for a while, or if you don't know who I am, we'll get into that in a little bit, but one of my favorite trading strategies is something I've developed called, it's basically a phenomenal little trading system that a lot of traders don't understand. In fact, I would guess that 99% of traders don't even realize exists. And if you can find this one strategy on your charts, this one little process of understanding how this very, very simple, in fact, you're going to look at this and go, that's it? And it's really, really super simple, but if you start adding this into your trading, I think you'll start finding a lot more opportunities that you can add to your existing trading style. And one thing we're going to get into is also, I'm going to show you a quick live demo on a piece of software that we've put together and called Black Edge FX, and it's how I've taken this entire strategy and simplified it into a piece of software. So we're going to go through here. And let's start with the webinar. So we're going to talk to you today about how to make money trading without being a pro. I believe in everything in life should be simple, and that includes your trading. I think a lot of people get so caught up in so many indicators and that you have to have a master's degree in rocket science or whatever you want to call that to be able to effectively trade the markets. And the reality is you don't have to. If you look at a lot of the bank traders and how they trade the markets, they don't trade like that. Because the bankers themselves and the stockholders and everybody who are the higher ups who have some pull in the company, they're not the guys triggering the trades. They have floor traders that are taking those trades, and they have to train them on a process that works. And so we're going to take you through a little bit of how a bank trader would trade, just a small piece of looking at the markets in a different way, and I think you'll like this. So one thing you want to do is whitelist our email address, support@blackedgefx.com, and because we're going to be sending you, after the webinar, probably be tomorrow, I'm guessing we'll send you a good some links to some training videos. In fact, the strategy we're going to talk to you about in here, the range trading strategy, we're actually going to send you some more videos that shows you a lot more in depth on how that works. Also, some cool little things about equity management, how to calculate your lots risk. We got all kinds of worksheets, tons of stuff we'll send to you that you can use in your trading. So make sure you look for that email in a day or so, and we'll have that knocked out. So you already know that. You've already been on the webinar. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Josh Taylor. I've been trading for 12 years, and I am a full-time trader, married with 4 amazing kids, and a Forex coach and mentor. And how I got into trading was actually quite strange. I was in a bank, and at this point I was kind of dissatisfied on where I was at in the job position that I currently had at the time, and I overheard a conversation with a gentleman in front of me talking about trading the euro against the dollar and all this kind of stuff, and he was talking with the banker, and I thought, wow, that sounds kind of like James Bond-ish. You know, it sounds really cool. What is that? So I started doing some digging, and I ended up finding a newspaper article that was offering a free seminar on trading Forex, how to make 40% a week on your money, right? And so, of course, that interested me, thinking, wow, I could be, you know, a billionaire by the end of 6 months. And, you know, I think we all know that it's not quite how it works. But I've since then learned that this is a strategic way of building wealth, and it is very, very powerful, but you're not going to be shooting for 40-50% a week in your trading, or you're over-leveraging your account. So I learned from the very beginning, you know, I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of things right, and I've been very successful doing this. It's given my family the lifestyle we want. I have traded on the beach. I've traded from my cell phone, checking trades from my cell phone, closing out positions from my phone. I love this business. However, in the process at the beginning, I was pulling my hair out. I've cussed a lot. I did a whole bunch of things wrong. I blew a lot of accounts at the beginning. Once I had gotten really good at it and I was trading for a couple of years and I was beginning to go full-time, I at one point took a trade. In fact, this, if you go back and check November 2006, the pound dollar. Second half of November, I think November 13, 14, 15, right around that range. I was going away for a few days right before Thanksgiving. I was going to go away for about 4 or 5 days, and I set a trade. And at this point, I was getting I had such a winning streak for the last 3 months that I felt like I was invincible. Have you ever felt like that before? Like you win 2 or 3 trades, and now you start getting a little bit more aggressive, and so you start trading a little bit more than you probably should. Instead of 1% or 2% of your account balance, you're trading 5, 6, 10, 15% of your account balance. So at this point, I upped the ante. Now I took a trade, and I think I leveraged 6% of my account balance. So here's the problem. In fact, I didn't really leverage anything because I did. I just set a trade with a certain amount of lots, and I didn't set a stop. I looked at this pair, and I thought, surely the pound dollar, and I think I was looking. I took a buy position. This is an unstoppable trade. The pound dollar is going to go up, up, up. I'm just going to let this trade sit for the next 4 or 5 days. When I come back, I'm just going to close out the position for whatever profit I made, and I'll be real happy with myself. All right? I thought I was going to make 20, 25%. What happened is the market completely turned, went the opposite direction with no stop. It moved 1,000 pips against me. And I came back, a $135,000 account was $32,000. I lost over $100,000 on one trade because my broker margined me out and closed out the trade at a huge loss, and that was a $100,000 plus mistake in one shot. So I can promise you that I've never, ever traded again since then without a stop loss, right? So these are some of the things that as you're learning and you're getting seasoned as a trader, you begin adding your skill and knowledge, right? So I did a lot of things wrong. I've done a lot of things right. And I'm sure, like some of you, I felt the same way. You've been frustrated with your trading. Not everybody is, but I think 95% of people out there are barely breaking even or they're not making money at all. And so I've been there, but I can tell you it's not your fault. There's a lot of people, guys, Forex is so popular. It's such a powerful, powerful tool that I think this market tends to attract 2 different types of people who develop products, right? There's people like the gentleman that were just on before, really great guys. They're developing, these guys know what they're talking about, right? There's people like me. We're real traders in the market. We're taking our knowledge and skills and helping you guys to also take our knowledge and skills to better your own self. But there's a lot of marketers out there that are looking at this that have never actually even opened a trading account. That all they are doing is focusing on developing a cool sales script and a product that really doesn't work, and they wouldn't even know if it worked anyway because they don't even know how to use it. They just know how to write a good sales script. So a lot of people out there, we've seen a lot of customers come to us. They've bought so much garbage out there that our heads roll, right? But there are good people out there that are focusing on the markets that know what they're doing. They're real products and services developed by traders for traders. So don't put all the heat on you. Blame it on the marketers. Okay. So I want to let you know that you could look like that. No, I'm just joking. What I was going to say is there is light at the end of the tunnel, guys. You came into this business for a reason, and you can have the success that you've been looking for. With a few tweaks in your trading. So let's talk about one little secret. And this is a little trading phenomenon. Then we're going to get in some live charts. I'm going to show you kind of how this works. So one of the secrets is the market trades in a range, or what you call a channel, 80% of the time. And we're going to actually go to live charts here in a second. I'm going to show you what this means. So 80% of the time, the market is trading in a range. So if you could understand that, and you could open up your raw charts, and you can take your existing trading style, right? If you have existing software that you're using or existing trading style, and you can incorporate this into your trading, you will, 1, get better confirmation on trades. 2, you'll find trades that you wouldn't have normally taken. Now, you can actually trade this standalone to some level. In fact, I trade a lot of this on longer-term trades standalone. When I'm trading off of weekly and monthly charts, I trade this standalone. Like, I will set buy targets and sell targets in advance as limit orders using this strategy, and it works extremely, extremely well. So let's talk about all the pieces we're going to get into here. So what I'm about to show you here, we're going to show you literally what this means on the market trading in a range 80% of the time. I'm about to show you how to find the range, where you would take your entries, where you would place your stops. This works best on the higher time frames, monthly, weekly, daily charts, but you can use it on shorter time frames, okay? But if you're going to be on shorter time frames, it also means you're going to need to have more time in front of the charts. And personally, what has really simplified my life and really helped me a lot in my trading is trading less. I think so many people get caught up in I've got to be in a trade constantly. Like right now, with my Trade Advisor Pro, our Pro Signals direct clients, we just closed out a couple really nice trades, one on the pound dollar, and I'll show you that trade in a little bit. Killer little trade. We pulled 170 pips off of that trade, but we're not in a trade right now. And my students know, and I've got thousands of students that pay for our signal services every month, that we want to be patient. Okay, we don't chase the market, and that's one thing you need to think about. Don't chase the market. You want to focus on letting the market come to you, cherry picking your trades, take a couple good ones. You only need a couple of good trades to be extremely profitable on a monthly basis. Okay, and I think the big pull, the big drive that you see a lot of people in Forex is, this could be a trade, and you see people just clicking instead of slowing down and taking a breath. Okay, so we're going to show you how to do this. So let's go ahead and jump into some live charts. Let me minimize this, and let's pull up some charts here. So let's see what we got here. I got the Euro US dollar open, and let's open up the daily chart. I'm going to pull back here and just kind of scroll. I will zoom this in, so give me a second here. All right, so back here, this would have been 2013. I'm going to show you how. I'm just trying to pull up the easiest looking ranges I can find. So here's what you see here. And this is the daily chart, so you can see it's moving up and down. But what I want to show you here is that you have a range that is formed. All right, I'm going to draw this out. It's not perfect. They're never perfect. Actually, I want to start at. I don't want to start that one. I want to start the next one. Sorry about that. I meant to grab this next one. All right, so in the bottom of this is really just a trend line, right? Okay, and then the other one started right around over here. So here's what I would have found when I was in this market, and I'm going to zoom just a tad bit, and I'm going to scroll back so we can kind of walk our way through it. So what we found here was the market started right around here. We saw a trend line kind of starting, got a double top, came down to a bottom. We saw this bottom really coasting along here, really coasting along. So what I ended up doing is drawing a trend line on this thing and started looking for potential tops and bottoms of this trend to continue, right? The top of a trend line, you got a bottom. This is what you call a channel. It's just channeling along. So what I would have done right around in this range, because this top continued getting hit multiple times, this bottom continued getting hit multiple times, I would start setting buy positions. When the market's right in this range, I would have started putting sell positions up in here and buy positions up in here. Now, the higher the time frame chart you use, like if you're using monthly charts, I usually use a pretty good stop depending on the pair, all right? Like the pound New Zealand, if I was trading off the weekly charts, I might have a 250 pip stop, because I'm looking for a 600, 700, 800 pip move on that pair. If I was trading off the daily chart, I might use 120 pip stop and looking for a 300 or 400 pip run. On the Euro US dollar, you would use a tighter stop, because that market, that pair is not going to move quite as aggressive as like pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand next to Euro pound is actually my favorite pair to trade. Okay, so what I would have done right in this range, I actually set a sell position here, a buy position right in here. I would have had a stop in here on the daily chart, probably on the Euro dollar, 60, 70 pips, 60, 70 pips. So what I do at that point, I wait. So what happened is the market came up, it hit. As soon as that pair moved about 60, 70 pips, I immediately closed 50% of the trade, moved my stop to break even, or actually a few pips below break even, right? That way, if the rest of the trade moves against me, what do? We close the rest of the trade out with a couple pips, but we locked in the profits on the first half, right? So one of the biggest keys in trading, remove your risk as fast as possible, because you've seen the market do runaways. You're up in profit. The last thing you want to do is take a profitable trade and have it go against you because you didn't pull out quick enough, okay? So once I would have closed 50% of that trade and moved the stop below that mark, I actually reset a new sell position. So here's what happened. Market, the price came up, hit. The next day, it shot down a bit. At that point, we had closed out a chunk of our position. It shot back up, closed the trade out, took another trade in. We did that several days in a row, okay? So every single day for almost a week, we were pulling positions out of this trade. Eventually, at this point, the market kept going. So as it's going down, we're closing out more of our position and moving our stop deeper, moving our stop deeper, moving our stop deeper. And so I ended up taking 6 good trades, I think 6 trades out of that, 5 or 6 good trades that did very, very well. The last one did really, really well. I think we ended up closing out the rest of our position before it hit this bottom. But then I took a buy position, right? Buy position hit and blew through our stop pretty much in one shot. And now we wait. Now what do? Do we reset another buy position? Well, not really, because we haven't even confirmed that the market's going to go back into that range again. So at this point, I wait. The market worked its way back into that range, and now we're in the middle of the range again. Remember, I've already got another sell position waiting. I reset another buy position, and what happened? It hit, shot up, and then we worked that trade all the way through. Another sell position, we worked that trade all the way through. Another buy position. Oh, there we go. Now, it didn't quite go all the way up, so we waited. But at that point, we had already closed this position. When I start seeing this thing waffling, we were long out of that trade weeks ago. Okay, but you can see we took several sell positions here. We had one stop out, but these trades more than covered that one tiny loss. All right. Took another buy here. It was a great one. Another sell in this range. It would have hit and been a negative for almost a week until it shot back down. This one hit and rejected very, very quick. It shot back up. And let's keep scrolling. Ooh, look at that, another buy position, another buy. So for a couple of days, I was basically closing out positions very lightly because the market was weak. I stopped out right there, waited until the market hit again, came back up. I took another buy here and just rolled through. So if you can use this one little strategy, and it's very, very simple, guys. It's simple support and resistance. At that point, it broke out of its channel, and we haven't really looked for a good channel ever since. Okay, some pairs, it's easy to find the range-bound movements. A lot of times you have to go down to a different time frame, but some pairs are a little tougher. I'll show you, like for instance, the euro-pound. Euro-pound actually goes range-bound a lot, and we just got to dig back and find it. So let's dig back for the last couple of years on the daily chart, which is not very long on here, and start looking for opportunities where the market's going range-bound. I did have a chart on this that was drawn out, and I really had it laid out really nice. So let's dig through. So right now the market's just moving up and down, moving up and down. There's still other ways to trade this market, right? You're looking when we got a downtrend. You could be taking sell positions on the uptick, right? You buy the rallies on a downtrend, right? So every time it's going down, you get a pullback. You're taking sell positions. You could clean house on the range-bound movement. So, for instance, a small range right there. See right there? You could have taken a lot of buy and sell opportunities in there. Let's dig through a little bit more. All right, here's one. I can see it right there. Simple support level, resistance level. Got a support level right in here. Here's the best. Let's pull it back down a little bit more. All right. Market went range bound a little bit. Once it hit here and bounced up, when it hit here again, so we come back down. I would have not had a bottom because we haven't had the market hit more than once. But there was sell position opportunities to sell here. And if we would have taken a sell here, on this here, I usually don't put more than 60 pip stop. So this trade would have got stopped out. I would have waited. Now we hit a second bottom, so I know that there's a base forming here. So once the market moved halfway, I was taking sell positions here. So took a sell, this closed 50% out, moved the stop and break even, set the next trade, right? The other trade came up, stopped the rest of it out with a few pips, took the next position, took a buy, up, buy, up, buy, up, until eventually stopped out again and moved back into the range, and then we took sell, 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 or sell, sell, okay? So good little range-bound movement right there. So let's find New Zealand. No, we'll hold that one for last. Let's go to Euro New Zealand dollar. On the daily chart on the Euro New Zealand dollar, I'm going to go back. Where was this at that I had this? My charts need refreshed a little bit here. There we go. All right, let's go back here a little ways until we find what I was looking for. New Zealand. All right, you can actually see here, there's a lot of lines here. Sorry, folks, it's kind of messy, but let me zoom this in. Let's see if we can pull this out a little bit cleaner so you can see it. On a very tight level, you would have seen that there was opportunity to buy and sell like crazy up in here. The market was very steady up in here. Same time, we see a nice little range starting here. We hit a top and a bottom. Once we hit that top again, I'll wait till the market move halfway down. I'll be looking for sell positions here. Once we hit here, it blew through, but it rejected. I basically formed another line here. Just consider that the market overextended itself and started taking sell positions here, buy positions here. It hit a more of a fractal level here and then shot back down, and we had buy positions here, sell positions over and over again, right? I'll show you a couple of more little pairs. And we'll get more in depth in this, folks, as I send out some videos for you guys. Make sure you're watching for our emails. We'll get more in depth on that. I want to show you one more, actually two more real quick. I have a lot written down here that I want to show you, but don't have time for all that. So let's scroll through again. We got dollar yen. Aha, here we go. Dollar yen. You can see right here. You already had a good level. It's very choppy, the market has been, but you can see these small levels that the market kept bouncing back and forth. I know my clients, we took a few sell positions, but almost on a daily basis for a week and a half period, we took buy positions in this pair and did very, very well. Broke out of the range, broke into a new range, started taking buy positions here. We did take a sell here, it got stopped out. But once it moved back into the range, buy position, buy, sell, and it kept going over and over again. But let me show you my favorite one. Let's see, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Beautiful, beautiful trade. In fact, actually, my ProSignal direct customers with the Trade Advisor, we ended up doing off of this little period of time here. This is back in 2012. And you can see it right there. All right, we ended up closing out these 2 months with over 2,000 pips. And now, most of these a lot of the pips came from this pair, the New Zealand dollar, US dollar daily chart. But what we saw here is once the market was on a pretty strong upswing, the buyers kind of slowed down, the market push began to slow down. And so when the market began to slow down, we saw that basically that price was about to go range bound. And once we started seeing the bottom and top get consistent, we started putting like right here, bottom, already saw rejection off from there. We basically were looking for common support and resistance levels. And right around in this area, once the market broke down again, I went ahead and set buy positions as sell position. So we took a buy, we took a sell, took a buy, took a sell, took a sell, took a sell, set a buy, got stopped out. Now I waited. Right? So here's what happened. Price went up. I went ahead and put a sell position at the previous support level, because once you get, support and resistance is like a floor and a ceiling. You got the ceiling, you got the floor. Once you break through and walk down the steps, what happens? What is, if you look above you, the old floor is the new ceiling was your old floor previously, right? So we had a sell position here that we got a good amount of pips before we closed it, and then we saw price hit this level again, and we thought, okay, price is now broken into a new range. So we took a sell, took a buy, took a sell, took a buy, didn't quite get to sell, still didn't get to sell, and we started taking buys and buys, and we started scalping. Not really scalping on the lower level, but as the market was going up, we started closing out positions fast. We saw a weakening right here, and then we got a nice put here, but once we took that buy position here at this level here, it broke through. But you're gonna lose. That's part of the trading game. You got to understand, that's part of the risk parameters that you need to understand, is you are going to have losing trades, but as long as your winners are bigger than your losers, you can actually lose more than 50% of your trades. But you can see in this level here, I think it was the month of March or month of April, one of those months we closed out over 2,200 pips, and did extremely well. So your goal is to, and we'll give you more in-depth information on how to pick out the ranges, but in your current trading style, if you can incorporate this one little strategy and find these ranges, I think it is going to greatly help you in your trading. So let's go ahead and go back to the charts. And let me, from the current slide, okay, we already did that. All right, so there it is. Forex trading should be simple. And I know it's whipped through because I could literally spend 3-4 hours on this, on getting more and more detailed on finding these ranges, but it focuses simple support and resistance. You're trying to find a support level that is consistent, in a resistance level that is consistent, and you can see that the pair is bouncing between those levels, whether the market is trending down on that pair, it is trending up or sideways. And here's the cool thing, a lot of traders out there, they struggle with how to trade the markets in a sideways moving market. Like when you saw that on New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I saw a lot of traders talking about, I can't trade this market. We did better in that 1 to 2 month, that 2 month period, that 6 week period, than we had in quite a long time. It was very easy to cherry pick those trades out. So incorporate it into your trading. So here's what I want to show you today. I'm going to show you how over the last 2 years we've actually taken this range trading strategy, and the market has shifted a little bit. So it's not just you can pick your trades in advance and focus on that. I wanted to break down and take that data and be able to trade the swing trading, it's basically a range trading / swing trading strategy, right? And incorporate that into what I call pure price action trading, you know, because the market is shifting constantly. You have to be a lot more reactive in the market than you used to have to be, okay? The market starts moving, there's a lot of sentiment shift happening, the markets are exploding, you need to learn how to take advantage of that. And so I've been working for the last 2 years to develop a piece of software that would literally just make massive improvements on this range trading strategy and help me pick out trades a lot simpler. I mean, how could I simplify this without staring at the charts all day or spending hours and hours in front of the charts each week? Could I have a piece of software that would incorporate this style along with pure price action, what's happening in the market now with market sentiment? And so what we've developed is a piece of software called Black Edge FX. And you should solve the current charts that we were just looking at. I mean, you can look at this, you can find trade opportunities, but still it's a bit choppy, all right? You see a lot of decent sized wicks and candles, markets rejecting. Of course, I see a lot of people with charts like this. How about if we simplified it from this to this? Super smooth trading, okay? So here's what I want to do. I want to introduce you to Black Edge FX, and I want to dig into a live software demo actually. Let's do this real quick. I actually forgot to open up this software. So with this MetaTrader account, it's opened up. You'll see that ding go on when it has a market update, but it's not updated as of live right now because I lost the password. I had to reboot my computer this morning and reinstall a bunch of stuff. And this account that we use to do webinar demos, I have all the past data up to the last webinar I did on that piece of software, and I cannot find the password. So anyway, it's no big deal. It still was based off of live data, but I'm going to show you how easy this is to use this software. Basically, the first thing you're going to end up doing is you're going to go to this top. Once you install the software, in our users guide in the members area, it actually shows you step by step how to use the software. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up a new chart, very easy, and you're going to end up opening a chart that's going to look like this, just a traditional MetaTrader data chart. You're going to then select M1. It's a 1 minute chart. Now, listen, we're not trading 1 minute charts unless you take Prozac. I highly suggest you don't do that. You will be stressed out really quick. Okay, the longer term charts you trade, the easier trading gets. But the reason why we use this 1 minute chart, and we're not going to trade off of a 1 minute chart. This chart is meant for nothing but data gathering. So we're gathering all the data, and then we're going to set up a second chart, what's called an offline chart. And this offline chart is just going to take all of this market data and compile it together so it can help us choose trades. Okay. So the second thing we end up doing is go in here and we're going to open up an offline chart, and we would end up setting up a Euro USD M2 chart. Now, what an M2 chart is an offline chart that is not, it's not taking live data directly from the data stream. This is what the M2 chart is pulling the data from this. Okay, so then we just right-click on this. You end up installing the template, the Black Edge FX template, and boom, you got a beautiful looking charts that are all streamlined. So here's what this thing does. It basically now is looking for these swing tops and swing bottoms, these ranges, along with pure price action, and this is what we call our secret indicator. This is a custom built indicator we've been working on for years. We have it locked, so when you download the software, it's installed in the software, but nobody has access to getting it open. You actually don't use that in the software. That is what is one of the secret sauce pieces that helps this thing based on volume and market sentiment, the price action right now, how you mix swing trading with pure price action, and this is what helps pick the trade. Here's what the market's doing now. So let's just take you through. Let's just show you how this works. So we had we picked a buy, and then the market kind of reversed, and we closed that original one at break even. This one would have been stopped out. This one hit, we would have pulled some pips off that closed percentage of that trade before the rest of it blanked out, and then we waited. It gave us a signal to sell right here. Okay, right at the end of this close of this candle, we would have placed our stop above the recent swing, so it would have been a pretty tight stop. In fact, this software, the cool thing about this, the average stop is about 23 pips, and the average win is, I forget the numbers offhand. It's I think 74 pips. It's almost 3-to-1 risk ratio, a little over 3-to-1 or 2.9. It depends on the pair. Some of the pairs tend to get a lot higher risk reward than the others, but this thing really, the winners are really strong and the losers are very small. We'll show you how that works. Most of the time you don't get a full stop out. When you end up closing the trade out at a loss, it's usually 2 or 3 pips, but sometimes it does go against you and you end up getting a 23 pip stop. So what happened is the market came down, came back up a little bit, so it was negative for a few minutes, and then it continued to shoot back down, came back and pulled back up. It gave another sell position, but we stayed in this original position until we got a reverse signal and we closed in a nice trade. Nice trade, nice trade. The market went into chop. I did not take these trades. The reason being, and it shows you in the members area, this was outside of my buy and sell zone, so we did not take any of these trades until the market came down to here. We got a nice trade here, nice trade here, nice trade here, nice trade there. And it continues to just make excellent trades. Let me show you this one. So we got in this trade at the close of this candle, and we had to stop right down in this area here. So that stop was maybe 30-something pips, 31, 32 pips. But look at the push on this, right? About 120 pip run on a tight stop. So we got over 4-to-1 risk reward on that one. Back in the chop zone, so we didn't take any trades. We did take a sell here, over and over and over again. No chops, so as a chop zone, so we did not take any buy and sell positions there. But you can see, folks, actually we did take a buy here. Stop was here, so once the market went up here and got a reverse signal, we closed out in a small profit. So very, very easy to use, folks. And we have a lot more in-depth demo on this. But folks, this helps you take the swing trading style using market ranges along with current sentiment. So as the market shifting, this software picks up on those market shifts and really helps you pick out these amazing buy and sell opportunities. So let's go back to the webinar slides, and let's go here. Okay, so we did a small demo. So here's what I want to ask you a question, folks. If you've been, what if, an opportunity came across to you that really had the ability to make a massive impact on your trading, right? So here's what I want to say. What if Black Edge was that technology that really was the one piece of technology that you're looking for to start getting your trading profitable? So what I'm about to do here for you, we're going to give you an opportunity to get Black Edge, very, very inexpensive. And I kind of twisted it up a little bit today. We did something a little bit different, okay? So we're going to take you through and show you all the goodies that we're going to give you today. I put together a really killer special for you on the Black Edge. So first thing you're going to do is we're going to upgrade you to Black Edge Pro. Okay, that is normally a $2,997 value, and today it's well, we'll get to that in a little bit. We're also going to give you the secret indicator that was on there. That's normally $997 because it works. It's something that you've never seen before. That's going to get included all into your software, and so that's a total of a $3,994 value. You should remember the secret. That's basically the price tag technology that we've developed. Bonus number 3, I'm going to give you the Pro template. So instead of your charts looking bland, the template that we've created that we normally charge $97 for is what keeps this thing looking clean and smooth in the color scheme. So that's all going to be included in there as well. Here's another cool thing. I got a company called Trade Advisor Pro. It's been around since 2011. And we've got thousands of customers that pay $97 a month for trade alerts. We send out trade alerts to you twice a day, giving you market updates, literally tell you we're buying, like we took a pound dollar. If you look at charts, 2 days ago, I think was it yesterday we closed that trade out? Pound dollar shot down to 152.00. We took a trade. We already set that trade a couple days in advance. And that trade hit, shot up 170 pips. We closed out 170 pips, and it's still up about right now, like almost right at that same level. So we send that out twice a day. You're going to get 30 days of those trades for free. My team will automatically set you up with that. The total value of all of that, $4,188, but we're going to give you some more. I also have a complete FX course. It is $997 value. It's 40 hours of training, a lot of advanced techniques and intermediate and beginner techniques on trading the markets, including equity management and everything else. I also have an FX range trading course. So the range trading that I basically whipped through very quickly, I've got a lot more in-depth course that we actually charge $297 for. I'm giving you that for free. So far, everything we're throwing in here is $5,482. But here's the coolest thing. One thing we're going to do for you is we're going to give you a consultation with our FX team. And this is going to be several calls. It's about 3 calls. We normally charge $1,997. And what that's going to do is take you through finding out where the holes are in your trading, and we're going to help you speed up the learning curve. We're going to knock years of trading time off of your trading. I guess it didn't sound right, but what I'm trying to say is we're going to speed up your learning curve very, very quickly on finding out the holes in your trading, find out what you're doing that's not helping you, that's hurting your success, and help you to fix those. So we're going to do that for free. It's a $1,997 value. The total value of everything we put together, folks, is $7,479. So here's what we're going to do. We are about to release Black Edge to the public. Right now we have a handful of clients that we've worked with, partners that have a really good client base that are using the software. We've got like 400 people using the software and getting good results. We're actually about to upgrade to Black Edge Pro 2.0. We actually have our development team making some changes now that we've been testing and tweaking for the last 6 weeks that we're seeing some even better results. And so you'll be getting those free updates as well. We're not going to be charging you $2,997. We do have a webinar special for $997, or you can do an installment plan option of 4 payments of $297. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You can go do this. I got to change this real quick. This is what I was changing on the slide. This is to a trial for the software. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Actually, I'm going to change this real quick because it's supposed to be webinar special. And, oops, nothing like doing this live, right? All right, so I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to actually put this, because I'm going to paste this into the box. And then that way you guys can jump in there and grab this link. All right, so we're going to go into the attendees. Oh, we don't want to go into attendees. Questions. All right. Let me know if everybody's getting this when I paste this in. It didn't work out. Okay, let me type it in. I can't get that thing to go in there. All right, can everybody for some reason, guys, I cannot read. Where do I? Okay, it's in the chat. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Here it is in the chat. Okay, so this should go to entire audience. There we go. All right, so there is the link, folks. As soon as it goes through, BlackEdgeFX/webinar special, and let me go to the questions. And I know somebody had a question here. Can you use this for stocks? This software right now only works on MetaTrader, so I don't know if there's a. I don't know if there's. I don't trade stocks. The system works the same, but we are actually working on a NinjaTrader piece of software version of this. It's going to take us a little while before we get that up and running. The link doesn't work. Somebody's saying the link does not work. All right, let me check this real quick and make sure I did this. Okay, BlackEdge webinar special. Okay, I think I forgot the /. All right, where in the heck is it? Folks, sorry about that. I must have something spelled wrong here. I got to figure it out. Okay, let's try it again. /BlackEdgeFX /webinar. Okay, I'm sorry. It's webinar pricing. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Here's the link. All right, there we go. It's webinar pricing. Okay, let's go back to the questions here. I don't know how to get these questions down. Okay, daily or lesser time frames. Actually, in the somebody's asking what type of time frames. This works in all time frames. So in the members area, we show you that if you want a more sped up time frame, there's one simple change you make to your charts, and boom, you can trade a lot more of a scalping level. If you want to trade more of a monthly chart, you would set your Renko levels. The bars are based on a hybrid Renko candlestick, a customized version that we've developed. And so you can change your time frames if you want a more quick level, a quick way of trading where you're in and out, you might be using 6-7 pip stops, but you're looking for 20-30 pip runs. You can do that at more of a scalping level, or you can look more on a monthly level, and where you might place 50 pip stops, but you're looking for a 200 pip run. So you can adjust that to your own trading style any way you want. Let me see here. Can you use this for stocks? I got that one. Trades you didn't take. Let me see here. What keeps you from taking the trades you didn't take? In the members area, there actually talks about buy and sell zones. So the software does pick out some trades that we tell you not to take. Now you can take some, and some of them that are outside of the buy and sell zone aren't necessarily the greatest trades that we want to take. And so a lot of times I just stay away from those. I like to cherry pick my trades because listen, if you do the math and you risk 1% of your trade account, and you get 3 winning trades in the positive, that you got a 3-to-1 ratio, you made 9% in a week. Those are huge, huge gains, folks. Those are real wealth building based numbers that you can build something substantial with. There's no reason to get in there constantly feel like you have to be pushing trades. So I'm usually I cherry pick, but in the members area, it actually has some walkthrough strategy videos that talk about buying and selling in the zone, and it helps you cherry pick those trades. Let's see here. Can you show only data? Yeah, the reason I already explained this, it only showed data didn't show in August 2015. I don't have the password. I lost it right before I got on the webinar. Can't find it, and so I can't refresh the data. But all the data is the same. I was actually trading this on my live charts today in the office on my live setup. And it's working perfectly fine.
Hey Josh, we're just about out of time.
All right, well folks, I appreciate it very much. I know we're rushing through here, but there's the link. If you guys have any questions, just send an email to support@blackEdgeFX.com. Our team is here to help you any way we can.